Let me be honest with you about something. There are men out there who are genuinely good people. They're kind, they're loyal, they show up, they care deeply about the woman in their life. And those same men are not respected. Not because they're bad people, not because they did something terrible, but because somewhere along the way, they picked up habits that quietly signal to a woman, this man doesn't fully value himself. And here's the thing about respect. You can't demand it, you can't beg for it, you can't buy it. It's either there or it isn't. And when it's gone from a relationship, it is really, really hard to get back. So today, I want to talk about 5 things that kill a woman's respect for a man. Not to shame anyone, not to make anyone feel bad, but because I think a lot of men are doing these things and have no idea the effect it's having on how the woman they love sees them. If anything I say today stings a little, good. That means it's for you. Stay with me. Point 1. Begging for attention. The first one. Men who beg for attention. And I want to paint a picture here because I think a lot of men don't even realize they're doing this. She doesn't text back for 2 hours. He sends another message. Another hour goes by. He calls. She doesn't pick up. He calls again. Then maybe a, hey, you okay? Text. Then a, did I do something wrong? Then he's scrolling her Instagram to see if she's been active. Sound familiar? Here's what's really happening in that moment. The man thinks he's showing her he cares, that he's devoted, that she matters to him. But what she's actually feeling is pressure, anxiety, and slowly, a loss of respect. Because desperation, no matter how it's dressed up, is not attractive. It signals one thing. I have nothing else going on. You are my whole world. Please don't leave. And that's a heavy thing to put on another person. Nobody wants to be someone's entire reason for existing. It's not romantic. It's suffocating. A man with a full life, with purpose, with goals, with things that matter to him. He doesn't sit by his phone waiting, not because he doesn't care, but because he has a life to get back to. And that version of a man? She notices. She thinks about him. She reaches out. The silence of a man who is genuinely busy and confident will always do more than 100 desperate texts. So if you're the guy who's been chasing, stop. Not to play games, not to manipulate, but because you need to go build something worth coming back to. Point 2. Being too available. Number 2 is connected to that, and it's being too available. Now this one confuses a lot of men because it feels like the right thing to do. She needs something, you're there. She calls, you pick up every time. She wants to change plans last minute, you rearrange your whole day. You're reliable, you're consistent, you're a good partner. Except, here's where it goes wrong. When a man has no boundaries around his time, when he cancels his own plans without a second thought, when he's always, immediately, completely available, she stops seeing him as a full person with his own life. He becomes background, furniture, something that's always just there. And attraction doesn't live in the predictable. Attraction lives in the uncertain, in the wondering, in the, I haven't heard from him today, I wonder what he's up to. That slight tension, that space, is actually what keeps interest alive. This doesn't mean be cold. It doesn't mean ignore her or be distant on purpose. It means have a life that you're genuinely invested in. Have friends you actually see. Have goals that take up real time and real energy. Have things you won't drop at a moment's notice just because she asked. A man who has his own world is a man she wants to be part of. A man who orbits entirely around her world, she starts to feel like she's babysitting. Let her miss you, not as a strategy, but as a natural result of you actually living your life.
Point 3. Financial dependence. Okay, number 3. And I want to handle this one carefully because it's sensitive. Men who lean on women financially. First, let me say this clearly. Struggling is human. Every man goes through hard seasons. Losing a job,
starting over, building something from scratch. That's life. There is no shame in going through a hard time financially. But there is a difference between a hard season and a lifestyle. When a woman becomes your consistent financial plan, when she's paying your bills, covering your expenses, funding your habits, and there's no real plan or real movement toward you standing on your own, the dynamic shifts. And it shifts in a way that's hard to come back from. Because money in a relationship carries weight beyond just money. When she's providing for you consistently, she starts to feel more like a mother than a partner. And you can't feel romantic towards someone you're essentially taking care of financially. That's just the truth. She might love you, she might stay, but the respect, that particular kind of deep, grounded respect a woman has for a man she sees as her equal, that quietly disappears. A woman can support you through a hard time. She can hold you down while you build. That's partnership. But she cannot be your foundation permanently. That has to be you. So, if you're in that situation right now, no judgment, but be honest with yourself. Is there a real plan? Is there real movement? Or has comfort set in? Because a man who is building, even slowly, even imperfectly, will always carry more of her respect than a man who has stopped trying. Point 4. All talk, no action. Number 4. Men who talk big and do nothing. This one is so common and so quietly destructive. I'm about to start this business. 3 years later, nothing. I'm going to get in shape. 6 months later, same spot. Things are going to be different, I promise. Same patterns, different day. And here's the thing. She probably believed him the first time. Maybe the second time. She wanted to believe him. Because when a man talks about his vision with passion and conviction, it is genuinely exciting to be around. But every promise that doesn't become reality is a small withdrawal from her trust account. And after enough withdrawals, the account is empty. She stops asking how the business is going. She stops getting excited when he shares new ideas. She's heard it before. She'll believe it when she sees it. And the worst part is, some men don't even realize this is happening. They think she's being unsupportive. They think she doesn't believe in them. But she's stopped believing in the words a long time ago. She's waiting for the actions. Here's what I want every man to understand. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need to be rich or successful or have the perfect plan. Women are not looking for perfection. They are looking for movement. For a man who says he's going to do something and then actually does it, even in small ways, even slowly, that consistency, that follow-through is what rebuilds trust. That's what earns real respect. Stop announcing. Start doing. Let her watch you become the man you keep saying you are.
Point 5. Tolerating disrespect. And number 5. This might be the most important one. Men who tolerate disrespect. I'm talking about the man who lets her speak to him any kind of way, who laughs it off when she humiliates him in front of people, who stays quiet when she's consistently dismissive, cold, or belittling, because he's afraid that saying something will start a fight, or worse, make her leave. And I understand where that comes from. When you love someone, the idea of losing them is terrifying, so you swallow it. You tell yourself it's not a big deal. You make excuses for her behavior. But here's what's actually happening. Every time you accept that behavior without addressing it, you are teaching her how to treat you. You are showing her, through your silence, that this is okay, that you will stay no matter what, that there are no consequences. And people, all people, not just women, will treat you exactly as well as you require them to. This isn't about being aggressive. It's not about ultimatums or punishment or getting even.
It's about something much simpler: knowing what you deserve and being willing to say so. Hey, I need you to speak to me differently. That's not okay with me. That's it. No drama, no yelling, just a quiet, calm line in the sand. And if she crosses it again, you act accordingly. Maybe that's a real conversation. Maybe that's distance. Maybe, in some cases, that's walking away entirely. Because here's what I know for certain. A man who holds his standards, who is kind but firm, who loves deeply but doesn't lose himself in that love, that man is respected. Deeply, even when it's hard, even when there's conflict. And a man who has no lines, who accepts everything just to keep the peace, he might keep the relationship, but he loses her respect. And eventually, he loses himself. So those are the 5. Begging for attention, being too available, financial dependence, big talk with no follow-through, and tolerating disrespect. None of these make a man a bad person. I want to say that again. These are habits, patterns, things that can be unlearned, things that can change, but they have to be seen first. And I think that's why I wanted to have this conversation, because a lot of men are out here confused, wondering why she seems distant, why the relationship feels off, why she used to look at him differently. And the answer is usually not some big dramatic thing. It's the accumulation of these small habits over time that shifts how she feels. The good news? Every single one of these things is in your control. Your time, your boundaries, your follow-through, your standards, your self-respect. That's all you. Nobody can give that to you, and nobody can take it away. Work on those things, not to impress her, not to get a reaction, but because you deserve to be the fullest, most grounded version of yourself. That man, she'll respect him. Trust me. Drop in the comments which one of these hit closest to home. I'm genuinely curious. And if you know a man who needs to hear this, send it to him quietly. Sometimes the right words find people at exactly the right time. See you in the next one.